Welcome, dudes and dudettes, to another hardcore Halloween. Are you scared? You shouldn't be, because you're on scare tactics. Wait. But in all seriousness, I hope you guys are all having a very happy October. And tonight, for the occasion, I thought I'd put together a little spooky top 10 list. For many a cartoon, there's always going to be that spooky episode, that spooky movie, or that scary special that covers the ever so creepy and supernatural. It gives the animators a chance to go wild with their imaginations, with crazy animations and all sorts of weird scenarios that might not happen in a regular episode. Maybe a zombie invasion, or an infestation of vampires, or weird dream sequences that completely alter the fabric of reality. And tonight, I'm going to be covering 10 sorry, I can only afford 4, but I'm going to be covering 10 creepy Halloween specials from several different shows. Some involve Halloween, some involve dreams, some are just spooky and creepy and mind-blowingly nuts. So sit back, deep in your seats, and let's watch the top 10 creepiest cartoon Halloween specials. Or spooky specials, or spooky movies, or Scooby movies. Just roll the footage. Number 10. Ed, Edd n Eddy's Boo-Ha-Ha. Yeah, we can't start a list without our good old Ed boys. And Ed, Single D, is a guy who definitely loves his horror movies. Maybe a bit too much, to the point where things start to look scarily real.
I am sickened, but curious.
The plot of this Season 5 episode is that Eddie has a map from his brother that can lead them to Spookyville, a neighborhood that has the most candy out of anybody in the area. So they don their costumes and make their venture. Ed dressed up as the Viking Lothor, Eddie dressed as the Elvis Ramon, and Double D as the bubonic plague. I don't know. I kind of preferred when he was that Werewolf that one time. Anybody remember that? However, Ed, under the influence of a month's worth of horror movies, goes on a rampage when he sees hallucinations of all the cul-de-sac kids as scary monsters. And these are some of the creepiest designs you'll see anywhere. Sarah as a witch, Jimmy as a multi-eyed alien, and Kevin as a headless horseman holding his own head.
Adios, goofball.
It is a creepy, ghoulishly fun episode. So why is it only number 10? This ending. The other kids are in hot pursuit after Ed attacked them when he thought they were all monsters. The Ed boys hide in a hole to escape from them, at which point Ed just reverts back to normal because he's Ed. The kids then attack Double D and Eddie, even though they were fully aware that it was Ed who attacked them and not the other... What?
Space is warped and time is bendable.
And you know, it pains me because I have a rule for my show where if a character is blamed for something that's not their fault and that issue never gets resolved, that's an automatic -5 stars. But you know what? I don't want to go that far because I really like the episode. So here's an idea. Watch this episode, but skip the last 30 seconds. Have it cut to black right when the kids are entering the hole, and you should be good. Also, as I'm editing this, I just had an update. Apparently some fans have suggested that the reason the kids didn't attack Ed is because they remember the Pebble episode and they're too scared to attack him. Okay.
What are you trying to do? Ruin my, Ed's Halloween?
Sorry, Eddie, but you get what you deserve. Number 9. Pizza Deliverance from Big City Greens. So this is one of the newer Disney cartoons that currently airs on the Disney Channel and Disney XD. It focuses on 2 country kids, Cricket and Tilly Green, and their dad Bill living at their grandma's conveniently placed cottage in the middle of the titular big city. Well, in Season 3, the Greens have decided to move back into their country house, along with Cricket's friend Remy, voiced by Zeno Robinson.
It's ridiculously good, Miss Green. It's rich, buttery crust, thick pepperoni,
the subtle use of marinara.
Easy now, easy.
And before anybody says anything, no, Remy is not Irwin from The Adventures of Billy and Mandy, but he does have a fat-ass mansion. The plot is that the Greens want to have pizza for dinner, but Cricket demands that they get it from Mamaroni's in the city because, let's face it, New York pizza is the absolute GOAT. However, just before getting the call, the pizza delivery girl, Tina, is watching some Hills Have Eyes looking movie with her co-workers at the pizzeria. And after seeing what horror movies did to Ed, you know how this is gonna go. Yeah, if the title wasn't an indication, the episode is basically a parody of cannibal horror movies like Deliverance, The Hills Have Eyes, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with these creepy mutated cannibal rednecks hungry for human beings.
I'm gonna feast a meal this good, and I'll rip it apart with my bare hands and scarf it down.
I prefer to use a fork and knife. Savor the flavor.
Now, obviously, it's all just Tina's imagination. However, this one scene with Tilly.
You're the pizza delivery girl. We called you here to satiate our very particular hunger.
No, you're one of them.
It has been such a long time since we've last eaten. Won't you please let us have
Yeah, that's not actually Tina's imagination. Tilly really is haunted. To date, this is Tina's only appearance on the show. She either made it back to Big City safely, or they chopped her up and I don't care. Oh, whoa, whoa. So yeah, if you're a fan of Disney and New York pizza and cannibal Holocaust horror movies, check this one out.
What was that? A deer?
Number 8. A Nightmare on Kill Motor Hill from the 2017 DuckTales reboot. As someone who didn't even watch the original cartoon, I can definitely tell you this reboot was such a blast to watch. Great animation, exciting adventures, fun voice actors, and they even gave Huey, Dewey, and Louie personalities. I didn't even think that was humanly possible if you've seen their old versions. Of the many reboots and reimaginings that have come out in the past few years, this one is definitely worth your time. But there is a character on the show that also needs an honorable mention, and that is Lena. She's the kayfabe niece / shadow minion of Scrooge's archenemy, Magica De Spell, who was created to try and steal Scrooge's lucky dime and make Magica all-powerful. She's actually based on Magica's niece in the comics, Minima De Spell. She's also voiced by Kimiko Glenn, who would go on to voice Kif the Squirrel and Nifty in Hazbin Hotel. Having been on a Kif bender lately, it's actually funny going back to this show and hearing Kif's voice coming out of Lena, because they are two very different characters. She definitely has range. After Magica was defeated in the finale of Season 1, Lena was quite literally banished to the Shadow Realm. But thanks to her new friends Webby and Violet, she was brought back into the real world and everything seemed to be okay. And yet Lena still couldn't quite escape Magica's shadow, so to speak. So what did the show do to remedy this? By doing a parody of A Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors. Yes! Welcome to prime time, bitch! So during a sleepover at the Scrooge mansion, Lena starts having these weird hallucinations. She and the other ducks fall asleep, only to end up in the same dream together. And just like the Dream Warriors, the ducks start to discover their dream powers. Dewey is the popular jock, Huey is the long-legged one, and Louie is a lazy cat.
This is your dream, to be even lazier?
I nap all day, I never have to worry about anything, I'm shamelessly pampered.
Yeah, suddenly Taryn's tiny little pocket knives look badass compared to these lumps. But it all turns out to be an elaborate scheme by Auntie Magica, who wants to make Lena into a monster and pass on the bloodline, or shadow line in this case.
I'm trying to save you. You came from me. Evil is in your whatever shadows have instead of blood.
Of course, the episode ends with the Duck Warriors facing off against Miss Dispel, and they manage to rescue Lena before she becomes evil forever. Now, there are people who actually prefer June Foray's performance as Magica, and yeah, I like her as well. Catherine Tate's Magica is terrifying. She is genuinely creepy in this show, even in scenes that are meant to be for laughs. She almost reminds me of the other mother from Coraline. And that's really what we need more of. Scary, intimidating villains. And in your dreams, where you're most helpless? Duck yeah! We need more villains like Magica or Bellos, or how about the Lich King from Adventure Time? And yes, I know they changed his name to the Lich, so they wouldn't confuse it with the Prince of Darkness from World of Warcraft. Well, maybe you're the one who's been riding a bloody crazy train, but Ozzy was the Prince of Darkness since 1979. Now I have you with me under my power. Our love grows stronger now with every hour. Look into my eyes, you'll see who I am. My name is Magica, please take my hand.